Hello, this is Amanda Farlinger with From Where I Stamp in near Kingston, Ontario. And we are talking about Sale-A-Bration today, and specifically the Thanks a Bunch stamp set. So this stamp set here, I wasn't sure about it at first, but I do love growing carrots in my garden. So I figured that we could take this, but make it Valentine's Day. We'll see. I have created a card. I did this for a team meeting last month or earlier. No, it was earlier this month. And so we're going to do some stamping. Well, die cutting first and then some stamping. So the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I've just opened and placed some of the plates down. It's a little dusty. Oh, well, you don't have time to clean when you're crafting. So the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I'm going to use it to die cut. I could use my larger main machine, but this one's just easier to carry around. And we're going to use the Stitched Rectangles dies. Now, please note, these dies, some of them are too large to fit into the mini, because this is only 3.5 inches wide, and some of these are a little bit wider. So we want to use, it's this one and this one, I think. Yeah, these two here. So they're kind of not the smallest ones, but the third and the fourth size up. All right, so if you like the Stitched Rectangle dies, if you purchase them and you have a mini machine, just know you won't be able to use all of them. All right, so I'm going to die cut first, then, then stamp. Oh, there we go. Now I'm going to die cut the Sweet Sorbet. Now these supplies that I'm using will be listed below in the description of my video. So if you live in Canada and would like to place an order, those links and the supply list are all there for you. So then you can recreate this card at home. All right, so that's all the die cutting we need to do. So I am going to pop these out and put them back in my holder, like so. And I just order some extra stamp cases with, and use it with some magnetic sheets. All right, so put this away. And I love that it just snaps up. It's just, and then it just goes away. It doesn't take up as much space. And that one's a lot lighter than the bigger one. All right, so we have our two pieces here. But we're only going to stamp on the basic white piece. So I'm going to put the other piece aside for now. And the Thanks a Bunch stamp set, of course, it's carrots. But I do love the sayings in here. So you could do Everything's Coming Up Carrots. But I think it, and we're going to do Love You on this one. The other card I'll show you here in a few minutes, once I get this one created, will be There's No One Quite Like You. All right. So you can take your stamps off here and put them right on the case. I just haven't done that yet, and I won't make you sit through that. All right, and we're going to do a little bit of experimenting. So I've used the small, so you can probably tell that this one here is a little discolored, and that's because it's picked up some of the ink, and this one's still clear because it's brand new, never been used. But the color of the stamp doesn't affect the quality of the stamp. So we're going to put the bigger one on a block D, and the smaller one, I think this is block C. Block C. Now, I think I'm going to use blue and Sweet Sorbet because it'll match my designer paper, which I'll show you in a minute. So we want to make sure we have our Simply Shammy close by, ready with some water, and we're gonna do the Sweet Sorbet first. But I want to try the larger carrot because I've done it with the smaller carrot. So to see how it looks as a heart for Valentine's Day. So we just want to ink this up and stamp. And see, I had a little bit of ink here because I got ink on my clear block. So you want to be careful when getting ink on your stamp. And then put it close together so you have that heart image. So I didn't have quite enough ink down here, but that's okay. That gives you an idea. And that's not too shabby for a heart. I kind of like that. But that is actually, you know, we're going to change it up from what my other idea was to use the little carrots. We're not going to use the little carrot. I love when I can switch things up when you're crafting, and you just need to try something new. So I'm going to clean that corner because I got ink on it again. And I might need to re-ink my ink pad for the next time. So I think I'm going to do this up here. Okay. Go grab some ink from over this side and see if that helps. Oops. Look at that ink I got over here. So we'll just pick this up, chamois up, and just clean off the edges just so I don't get ink everywhere. And put it together. And there we go. There is the heart. So now I'm going to put my inks away and clean up this stamp. And see, it's not, well, let me put it against here because of my finger color. So see, it's a little bit discolored. Not too bad. It'll still stamp. Now, I like putting my stamps away as I use them so I don't lose them. There we go. Okay, and then we want Love You, which is this one here. Move things out of my way. And we're going to use some Memento black to stamp our sentiment, just so it pops a little bit better. And because the bottom of our carrot's a little bit lighter, I'm going to stamp over the bottom of the carrot. All right, so I think that's enough there. Love You. Now you could cut another little piece of cardstock, maybe in balmy blue or even the petal pink. Those are coordinating colors in the paper, the designer paper. But I really like the simplicity of keeping this kind of all on one piece. Okay, so move that stuff out of the way. So now we have our stamping done. We're going to have a look at our designer paper. But here's the stamp set first. So that's the Sale-A-Bration stamp set, which I forgot to mention, Sale-A-Bration. So this, oh, where did it go? Oh, right here. This catalog here has the Sale-A-Bration items. And until February 28th, if you place a $60 order, you can earn some of these products for free. Some of them you have to place a minimum of $120 order in Canada to get it free. But this one here, here's some ideas for that carrot stamp set. So I'm looking forward to maybe doing some scrapbooking of my garden with this stamp set. So this one here, if you order $60, it's free. And what it is, not what it is, but if you order most of the items that I'm using, the rectangle dies or stitched rectangle dies, the designer series paper I'll show you here in a minute, and the Milky dots. Those last two items are found in the mini catalog, and then you can earn that stamp set, this one right here on the screen, for free. All right, so now we have designer paper. So this is the Regency Park designer series paper, and the Milky dots coordinate with it. I didn't love a lot of the suite, but it's something that I can purchase bits and pieces that I do like. All right. Whoops. There we go. So I've trimmed this at 5 1/4. So that way, where's my card base there we go, is 5.5. So this will fit on here. And I want to cut this to 4 because card bases are 5.5 by 4.25. And I trimmed it down to 5.25 first, because then I can take these two pieces, flip one over, and then layer them. So I'm using one sheet, and then I have a little bit left over for another project, or maybe you can find some way to use it on your card. Now, for this card design, it is part of my free sketch tutorials. So if you sign up for my email list, which a link will be below, you receive the 3 card sketches with ideas. So this one here, so instead of doing an oval, we're doing a rectangle. And then you have a piece of designer paper. There's a piece of designer paper. So if you'd like to get those free card sketches, you'll find that in the description, the link. And along with the list of products used to create this card. All right, so now that we have our designer paper cut, we can put it on the card and get this finished up. I had a hard time choosing between putting the flowers down or the blue dots down. And leave me a comment below if you think I should have done the other way. Maybe I'll have to make another card and just do it the other way. So then we take this strip and we're going to put glue on the blue side. There we go. And stick this down here. And then we're going to stick our stamped piece. Oops, my glue likes to. Oops. I better put the lid on so it stops leaking out. Try not to get ink everywhere. And then because these are layered dies, they fit in very nestled well together. And we're going to take some mini dimensionals to pop up this design on the card. It just adds that little bit of oomph to your card. And if you don't want to make Valentine's Day cards, this could be an anniversary card. You could switch out the designer series paper to one that you like. So if you're not a big fan of the Regency Park with all the flowers. All right, so we're going to put this about here-ish. Oops. That is not straight. That's a little better. And then here are the milky dots. So we have kind of clear, milky, pink, blue, and I think this is Mango Melody, but I haven't figured out what all the other colors are. But we're going to use, excuse me, some blue ones. And I think we'll use the bigger ones this time. On my other card, I used the smaller ones. And I do like it when they're lined up along the edge here. And then, oops, there we go. Kind of spaced out. There we go. So we have designer paper, Regency Park. We have the milky dots. We have the stitched rectangle dies, which, reminder, it doesn't fit in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but if you have the larger one, all the dies will go through there. And if you order those 3 products, then you can choose the Thanks a Bunch stamp set for free. Or if there's another stamp set in the Celebration catalog you'd prefer, you could pick that one as well. All right, so I said that I had another card idea using the same products and using the smaller carrot. So here is my There's No One Quite Like You card, another great Valentine's project. So I used the small milky dots here and the small carrot for the hearts. So let me know which one you like best. And reminder, that description below has links to both the my store where you can purchase items if you live in Canada, and also the link to receive those 3 card sketches for free. So we'll see you next time. Have a great day.